10%, please. There's the horn and championship dash Sunday. Past their fade to the figure eight. From the middle of the pack goes Chance Vegan and Dorcas Dennis. Paving the way for our other wagons, Precision Contractors. Dallas Dick to the outside, and then you see along that rail running hard is Dean Drager with Ross Knight and John Barlow MP in the back of the pack. A barrel down on the bottom of the forward. One outlier just leaving town. But we're setting up for that buggy. Field and feed, backstretch run, and it is familiar ground for Chance Vegan, but look who's coming at him. Dallas Dick and Precision Contracting closing ground with every stride as they glide midway down that backstretch run. And now you see Dean Drager, Lesson Linda David Memorial Wagon closing ground on those leading stove racks as well. In behind Ross Knight and John Barlow MP. The house is in session, and right now they're all strung out like a big old freight train. And here comes the engine. Here comes the wild man, the rangeland looking rock star, Chance Vegan, Boulder Stebbins, Canada, in the Hot International Home Stretch Drive. Five every short third alive. The dash for cash when he goes belongs to Chance Vegan. Almost 2 wagon lengths ahead of Dallas Dick and Precision. In rolls Dean Drager in the David wagon with John Barlow and Ross Knight. And we are out of session in Parliament today. Here, Delta Food Staff, Gail Company from MP of the Conservative Foothills Association. The year before, back in 21, he's also the 3-time consecutive world champion. How about the big green bird, Triple A of Precision Contractors? He's won several awards over there in the Canadian Pro Association. Wagon, the Lesson Linda David Memorial Wagon. The veteran that has 2 years ago won the Chuckwagon, and the charge is underway. Stoves go in, Outriders mount up, and here we go. Hold the screen door open, grab all the wagons across the track. Chris Cato just bought a barrel, but up in the front of the pack now moves ahead. Dixon Sutherland and Truman Holmes as he finds his way between the turns, being challenged on the outside by Ray Farmer Jr. and Factory Outlet Trailers. And then up the middle he comes. It is a wild Jamie Labacane and Wild Rose Pumps and Compression. And then behind the lead systems, he's chasing a Chuckwagon Tsunami, a wall of wagons in front of him, but look at the move he's putting on now. Get to the rail, follow the stove rack of the fast one, and that fast one is Dayton Sutherland and Truman Holmes as he's holding on the charge from Jamie Labacane and Wild Rose Pumps and Compression. Around the turn, watch Chris Molly, he's coming out of fourth. He's now third, and he's soon to challenge second place runner Jamie Labacane as Chris Molly drops to the outside with Vertex, and we set him up for the Hog International Home Stretch Drive. High River and your turn to come alive. Here comes Dixon Sutherland, Truman Holmes, the last one down, and won this one by 2 lengths. Look at this race. Jamie Labacane inches ahead of Chris Molly and Vertex Jr. back of the pack, and he's number 2. Very high family tradition. He's been an award-winning outsider. Dixon Sutherland following the wagon track to the Papa Mark and Grandpa Kelly. A few weeks ago as the $50,000 dash for cash winner. He won this show just 3 years ago. And how about the Rainbow Rider, Rick Farlow Jr., the newest Wainwright champion. 27 years. Chris Molly, the champion of the Calgary Stampede 4 years ago. And this guy has won about 4 show titles before. There's the horn and the charge in the $2,000 dash for cash. Cast their fate to the figure eight as Ryan Baptiste Trent one and gets out there just to hills up Drager, Hearts and Hoofprints out the middle. Will put the run on Ryan Baptiste, who's on that rail. Up the middle goes Darcy Flat and Rimrock Peters. He's holding versatile energies. Kurt Benslow to the outside. Here we go. Head over that buggy, field and beat, backstretch run and tough Drager. Hearts and Hoofprints. He leaves some hoofprints in the ground, but right beside him, Ryan Baptiste. Isn't over yet. He's putting the pressure on the young top Drager. Now look who's making the move. That's Darcy Flat. Rimrock Peters. Darcy is going flat out into that third turn, and he's got versatile energies. Kurt Bensmiller stalking him from the outside. GMC Outriders are looking good. All but one, but he's coming, and here we come. Setting up for the home stretch drive. It's Tough Drager, and it's Ryan Baptiste. They're looking out on the front side with Ryan Baptiste on the inside. Tough Drager to the inside. Southbound to the finish line. The Hub International home stretch drive. Tough Drager. And then Darcy Flat goes in. 17 in 28 years, Kurt won 23 show titles, and he likes that number 4. For Legal Matters, feature Indigenous Legal Matters, and Ryan Baptiste has featured many awards in his figure with his hearts and hoof rims. Guitars and Cadillacs, I call him. He plays a mean guitar. Here's a quick start for Evan Saltman into Hamilton Aircraft's Twin Otter as he left turns at the bottom and gets out there to scoop the field. He is southbound. Lift. Here comes Vern Nolan in the Gold Horse Casino. Rolling in alongside and challenging, followed by DJ King in the high octane loading outfit with barrels standing, outliers standing, and we're into that second turn. And it's Evan Saltman and the Hamilton Aircraft Twin Otter turns on the afterburner and kicks it into high gear with Vern as the Gold Horse Casino matches strides midway down that Bungay field to beat backstretch run. Then we go back to DJ King, high octane loading. The big smiling dude is closing ground on the leader's stove racks as they round that third turn, and Lane Fladd's signature smiles is smiling, but he needs to crank her up a notch as we roll into the final turn with GMC Outriders looking good, and around the corner they come, and the line and cheer the quarter making here. Evans Saltman, the Hamilton Aircraft Twin Otter, he can smack that corner on the finish line, and the Up International home straight stride puts him the leader of the pack. A length for the quarter hit with this. DJ King squeaking through. I go horse. The Lane Fladd and signature smile. Picking his teeth in the backstretch. And that is heat number 4. It's in the books. Awarded in his hometown to Lane Fladd and signature smile rolls on by. Joe Graham won that Ty Turley Memorial Award for professionalism as well. Evan's been a 16-year tour champion and the Gold Horse Casino out there in Lloyd. Vern Nolan has been a champion at the Panoka Stampede Summers, top rookie award winner at the Calgary Stampede, receiving the Orville Strand Twist Award. There's the horn in Morale. Outriders get their job done in Doug Irvine and Steel Industries. And from the outside, Johnston Gorse Taylor is out of there alongside of Lane McGilvery with the Baptiste wagon. And that's how they go. The barrel down. Outriders have left town and we're in that second turn on that burn. And it is Johnston Gorse, the gambler. He did it the other night, but he made it around the barrel tonight. He whipped so hard around there with that backstretch run by 2.5 wagon lengths over Doug Irvine and then Steel Industries. The former High River champ, Doug Irvine, all by himself in the middle of the pack, and then Cruz Bensmiller and Spalumbo's Fine Foods and Delis. At his left elbow, he can feel the hot breath of the wheel team now of Lane McGilvery and the Baptiste wagon Omega 2000. But look at the runaway on the front end. Johnston Gorse, he's going to have to win by 5 to cover that barrel penalty. It's Century Downs Racetrack and Casino, and Johnston Gorse is southbound and down. International home stretch stride. Everyone's going to catch him on the track at least. They'll catch him on paper, but Johnston Gorse and Century Downs gets there by 2.5. It is Doug Irvine rolling in just to hit Cruz Bensmiller Thursday morning, and there's 2-time best barreling outfit driver from the CPCA, are true for a dozen years, and he's won some major awards and victories as well. And here comes Cruz Bensmiller, the award-winning guy in the 5th generation of the Bensmiller family, winning the Calgary Stampede Orville Strandquist Cup last year, the Clean Drive Award penalty. There's the horn, we're off. Great start, Outriders getting their job done, and here comes the G-Man Logan Gorse. Oh my goodness, up and down left, it's going to be a tough one. The two wheels around, Kale. The next shot of my heart for a minute is Jody Fike and Shawnee Excavating. Get out there to get the job done, and we are headed into that second turn on the burn. And there's Barry Scally all over the space. Here comes that backstretch run. Jody Fike now has got Shawnee Excavating down that Bungay field to beat backstretch run. I'm sure the sweat's pouring him off him from that barrel turn. Jody Fike's hanging in there, but now look at the backfield. The big water bomber from De Havilland is trying to hang on to 3rd spot, but he's in the middle of the track as Lane McGilvery and McLean railings tied to this railing is moving in alongside of Preston Faithful and the De Havilland water bomber. Don't get wet, Lane McGilvery. He might drop it on you as we set him out for the Huff International home stretch drive. He's hollering him into that far side. They're not going to catch Logan Gorse tonight. Jordan Fike right there and on his back. PCA been a top gun and an award winner, most improved driver award, couple show victories, 19 years driving and above the last 10 on the tour. He is twice consecutively the Calgary Stampede safety champion. And here comes playing the championship before that in 2022. How about Jody Fike, the General Giant? There's the horn, and we're off. A great charge underway as we cast our foots to that figure eight, and here they go. But it's Evan McGee and Farmboard Landscaping. Landscaping around top of the field. Evan McGee takes Farmboard into the lead along that trail line of that second version. Chased easily by Audrey Malavilla with his Boston Insurance Group, who's facing an outside charge. Here is Cody Ridgedale and Bear Activewear, and he's barely back there because he's closing in now on the stone rack of Troy Dorchester. But up on the front end, it's the speedy Evan McGee. Farm Boy Landscaping and Maintenance, maintaining his speed, opens that gap up to 2 3/4 length over Aubrey Malavilla and the Crawford Insurance Group, and he's got company coming. Watch Cody Ridgedale in that fourth corner, sneaked inside of Troy Dorchester to be a contender around the bender. It's the Hub International home stretch drive, and it's your turn to come alive. Evan McGee, Farm Boy Landscaping, blows up out of the top of 2 operators. Cody Ridgedale, Smokester, and he's Jordan Services back in the heat. Number 7 is in. T12 Triple Crown Champion of the Paducah Stampede and the Calgary Stampede, Troy Malavilla, the 2021 World Champion. He's never won here, but this spring in his Excellence Award. Here comes Tony Ridgedale and Bear Activewear, a 19-year veteran driver. Evan has spent the last 5 years on our pro tour. He was our... The horn sounds, and we're off to a great start right across the board. Wade Solomon and the de Havilland Sherpa liftoff, runway number 1. And Vince Sutherland and Tanya Riggins moving down with Chance Glad and Aspen crossing, and they fly into the lead with Troy Glad and Resolve. Earthworks and Maintenance back in the pack between the turns. Now de Havilland Sherpa is cranking up the speed as Wade Solomon feels the thunder alongside. There's no gain in that backstretch. They're going to go train the Polar Express, trying to get ahead of that airplane, and it's 2. Train travel is faster than airplanes for the moment, and that is as Chance Cloud overtakes Wade Solomon. In behind, Vince Sutherland, Canyon Riggins. He's about a length and 3/4 ahead of Troy Flat and Resolve Earthworks, and that's how we go. Well, clear the track and the runway. Here comes the train, and here comes the plane. And it is your time. You're all home. Our Hub International home stretch drive, and it is Wade Solomon easing ahead now of that airplane. Yeah, the Sherpa outruns the train. Chance Cloud will be second to Wade Solomon. In comes Vince Sutherland, Canyon Riggins. It's an exciting race. Number 8 on the 3rd barrel award. His late father's memorial trophy. Troy Plaid. He's in all sorts of fun. Chance Plaid was the Wainwright champion last year and a 3-time world champion. The Calgary Stampede Top Rookie Award winner with several final heat situations for Wade Solomon from Wheat, Saskatchewan. And Vince Sutherland, Canyon Rigging, the 2023 Chuckwagon Person of the Year Award winner, won this. There's the horn and the $25,000 Battle of the Foothills. Dash for cash is underway. Forwarding to the track with Chance Fike and the lead, and Chance Spencer alongside of Jason Glass and Berkman. Luke Turnier full out to the outside. The barrels are up, and that's great news. And into that second turn, we come a little bit in the Star Construction. I should say Chance Fike and Tomco, group of companies, go down that buggy. Heel to feet, backstretch run, liking Luke Turnier to the outside. He might drift to the inside, but now we're going to open them up as Chad Fike can feel the thunder and the Tomco.ca Chuckwagon as Chad Stensmiller and Jason Glass round the turn in hot pursuit. GMC Outriders are looking good. Chad Fike looks back for the black shirts. They're coming along. Jason Glass and Chad Stensmiller wheel to wheel as they round the turn with Lightning Luke and hot pursuit, and here they come to the Hub International home stretch drive. It's your turn to come alive. Chad Fike and the Tomco Group of Companies went to the wire first in this race by 2 1/4 lengths. Ellison Construction ahead of first place Jason Glass and Luke Turnier and Purdy. It's right. He's number 9. Hey, if you like this, they can still hear you. Right side of him, that's Bodie. His sister Steele is the barn boss. Their mom Brian is the organizer. Wants to be a champion here like his father, Buddy, and a legend. He's working on it as well. And to Tomco Group of Companies and Chad Fike, a 4th generation wagon driver, his leading day money last night paid off weeks ago. And Lightning Luke has won 36 shows in 38 years of driving. Jason Ross riding that same